Welcome to a small engine in an old tractor. This is a Belarus 250 AS, I believe. I picked it up for $100 from my buddy. Put it on a trailer with a loader. Loader's broken. Hauled it back, and yeah, it's a pretty neat tractor. It was made in the USSR, probably 1940s, I think. It's got Russian nameplates on it, which is neat. Don't know what they say. So first I thought, I'll fix this engine. I'll get it running. I got a tractor for $100. Apparently it is hard to get parts for a tractor that old. Uh, Not fun finding stuff. I also didn't know what I was doing. But, I didn't really want to dig in too far into an engine that I can't find parts for. So in my head, I was like, I've got a little 10 horse Yanmar and I got a tractor. Why can't I put them together? First things first, gotta get the engine out. But this was not the way to do it. It could not come straight out without splitting the tractor in half. So I built a beam to hold a chain hoist.
Done did a thing. That's an engine. Totally removed. Ooh, that doesn't look super straight. Maybe I should have braced this some more. I ain't going nowhere. Yeah, okay. I'll get this out of the way. I'll back the truck in right here. I'll take the engine on my truck, move it to the garage, because I ain't moving that by hand. Oh, no. This is meant. All right.
Anyhow,
So I got the engine in there, and it was pretty simple. It was a bit weird. Holes. This is at an angle, so I squared everything with the motor to the transmission mount here, or where the engine used to sit. So I tried to square motor mount off that. And this is quite simple. This is a 1-inch keyed shaft with a bearing, semi-centered where it needs to be. 60 tooth gear, 12 tooth clutch. Yeah, and then a number 40 chain running in between it. Kind of did an exhaust job here. Pretty sketchy, but it works.
so that pretty much sums up that. Now to some clips of it running.
We're tractoring, baby! Full throttle!
Yeah, so first run was fairly sketchy with no throttle cable, so it was a two-man op. But after fixing that, worked out pretty well. Yeah, it runs all right. You know, uh, gearing was a bit difficult, but once I figured out how to shift it, you know, uh, yeah, you gotta find the right gear to do anything pretty much if you're trying to get up a hill or whatever. But once you get it in the right gear, it goes pretty fast enough, for a tractor. And I think if you find the right gear, you can kind of maybe do some work with it. I don't know. But it does scoot along here. Now, the engines, they're different, obviously. So it's a big two-cylinder that only spun up to about 1850 RPMs. Now, this little diesel, it will spin to 3600, but so like you input to the transmission's faster, right? But then I got that wicked gear reduction of 12 to 60. So there's some math there to figure out your speed. But I'm pretty sure that the input into the transmission's still higher than it was, which is why, you kind of have something that moves it. Um, but the cool thing that I didn't know at first, it's got 8 speeds in forward and 8 speeds in reverse. And once you're in a gear, you just slide it over from forward to reverse, which, I figured that out later. It took me a little bit here. But then once you get that, it'll go the same speed in reverse. There it is. Took me a little bit. And of course, it's hard to steer in reverse because I don't know what I'm doing. But then we get old Jimmy rigged out here and my cousin. with his tractor, and we do a little race.
All right, redneck review. James's brand new tractor against Caleb's jury rig tractor.
Now I think if the stars were aligned, I was going downhill with a head start and we were rolling. I could have taken that race. Then, in my infinite wisdom, I thought, I'll try getting her up the hill. Which, you're about to see. Well, that was way too slow. Now, I'm not
You got no
quite sure what
brakes.
happened there, but I felt something slip, and I thought, so I just like throttled down, let it go
What
back.
happened?
So I was getting out, checked the.
I don't think the motor's strong enough to
I
get you
almost
up the
thought it was
hill.
the coupler, and I was hoping it wasn't, but the coupler that grabbed those two key shafts. Thought maybe that could have slipped. More than likely, it's that clutch. It's a go-kart clutch, not probably meant
This
for
guy?
this. But round two.
Not now.
And this is where like finding the right gear. Really got to get the one that's gonna get you through that hill. Then obviously, brand new tractor did it just fine. But it conquered the hill, so you know what? Now, price-wise, this wasn't too much. Maybe 250 for all the swap parts. I already had the motor. 100 bucks for the tractor. Batteries cost me something. Those are actually pretty expensive, but I only used one of them. You wouldn't really need to use anything like that. Um, but I see in the future, you could put a bigger motor. Duromax makes a 35 horse. That's expensive though, about 2 grand. They make like a 23 horse that would probably do something. And then I'd like to get the loader running. Uh, Somehow hydraulics. That'd make it useful. But maybe there'll be another video. Who knows? I don't know.